This video is on graphing lines from your basic skills review package. In case you're having a little bit of trouble remembering what to do, graphing lines is something that we will be using quite a bit in this course, so it's important that we review it from grade 9. So it says here, graph the following lines, and we have y equals 1/2 x plus 3. So this is written in what they call slope and y-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b is regular slope y-intercept form, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So in this case, my slope would be the number in front of the x, which is 1/2. And my b, my y-intercept, is going to be positive 3. So when I'm trying to graph a line, I usually start with the y-intercept. It's a point. It gives me a place to start. So on my graph, on the y-axis, so this is my x-axis and my y-axis, I want to start at 3 on the y-axis since it's the y-intercept. So on the y-axis, we're going to start at 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be one of our points on that line. Now, the slope is calculated using delta y over delta x, or the change in y over the change in x, or what they call rise over run, which means that the 1 is going to go up 1, and the 2 is going to go over 2. So what that means is that when I'm graphing my line, in between any 2 points on the line, I would go up 1 and over 2 to get to the next point. So I'm going to start at my y-intercept, and from here I'm going to count up 1 square, and I'm going to go over, and we always go over to the right, 2, and I make a point. And then I'm going to go up 1, over 2, up 1, over 2, up 1, over 2, up 1, over 2. Now I could then reverse the pattern. Instead of going up when we're going backwards, we're going to go down because we're going backwards. I'm just going to continue the same pattern that I saw going up. And then it is a line, so you're going to find yourself a ruler or a straight edge, and you're going to draw yourself a nice straight line. And when you draw your line, it should go through those points, and it should have arrows on both ends showing that it continues, and it should cover the entire grid, right? Not just one little section. It should go from one side of the grid to the other. Now, the second line here, I have 2x plus 3y minus 6 equals 0. And to graph that, this is not written in slope and y-intercept y-intercept form. This is actually written in standard form. So if I wanted to graph it using the same method we just did, I would need to rearrange this first. So to do a little rearranging, I want to get it into y equals mx plus b. So I want to get that y all by itself and everything on the other side. So I would start by moving the 2x and the minus 6 to the other side. So I'm going to get 3y equals, I'd have to subtract 2x and add 6. So it's going to equal minus 2x plus 6. And then I would divide both sides by 3. And you have to divide everything. So I would get negative 2 over 3x. And 6 divided by 3 is plus 2. So this would be my y-intercept. That's where we're going to start on the graph. And the negative 2/3 is my slope, which tells me instead of going up 2 this time, that minus tells me we're going to go down 2 and still over 3 always to the right. So I'm going to find 2 on the y-axis, which should be right there. It's the y-axis. And then from this point, I'm going to go down 2 squares and always over to the right 3. And then down 2, over 3, down 2, over 3. And then I can continue the same pattern in reverse going this way. And then take my ruler and draw a line. All right, now there is another method you can use for graphing lines if you're interested, using intercepts, where you try to find your x and y intercept by letting x equal 0 and then y equals 0. But I think we're going to just stick with using our slope and y-intercepts. So we're going to try one more. So I'm going to rearrange. We're going to get that 2y by itself. Actually, I want to get just y by itself. But I'm going to get negative 2y equals negative 4x minus 12. And then divide everything by negative 2. So I get y equals 2x plus 6. So my y-intercept is 6, and my slope is 2. So y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the slope is 2. Now this one is different because it's not a fraction. It actually is a fraction, it's not showing the denominator, and that's because there's a shy little 1 hiding in the denominator. So this 2 is really a 2 over 1. So it's positive, so it's going to go up 2, and it's going to go over 1 or right 1. We always go to the right. So from here, we're going to go up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1, and then I'm going to follow that pattern in reverse. And draw a line. Make sure you put arrows on the ends, and that's graphing lines.